A section of Route 51 in Moon Township is shut down by a landslide. That slide brought down trees and power lines you could see there, and it also knocked out electricity overnight. The power has been restored, but the mess remains. Drivers are being detoured around the slide between Purdy and Stoops Ferry roads, and Route 51 is still closed in both directions. Well, dry right now, but rain could have an impact on that landslide cleanup starting later on tonight. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh has been pointing the timing on when that rain will push through in Severe Weather Center 11.
Well, throughout the morning, we've had the clouds thicken up just a little bit. That's going to continue this afternoon, and the rain arrives this evening. Live look at tower cam right now into downtown Pittsburgh. Got some high clouds right now. Temperature not too bad, 44 degrees. Southwest wind at 9, going to continue to pump that temperature up this afternoon. Mentioned the cloud streaming in. This is visible satellite. You can see the clouds do get thicker back into Ohio with that brighter white. That will continue to head in our direction this afternoon. And eventually by this evening, we'll start to see the rain showers start to roll in by about 8 o'clock tonight. So dry for the next couple of hours. Temperatures pushing to about 49 degrees. Rain showers arrive about 8 o'clock tonight. This is going to be a good, solid, soaking rain. I'm updating some maps right now to show you how much rain you can expect during the day tomorrow and when that rain will change the snow showers this weekend. Updated forecast in about 15 minutes.
A New Year's Eve celebration has turned into criminal charges. Police say someone fired live ammo and a bullet went through the walls of a home in Lee Township. Channel 11's Mike Holden learned this happened as a family was watching the ball drop with their baby nearby.
Lee Township police say they have absolutely no tolerance for this type of behavior. Someone's celebratory New Year's Eve gunfire came from over this direction and all the way across into the back of this neighboring home. Luckily, the folks who live here were not hurt or killed, and that person has since been charged.
I was like, oh my God, it might be a bullet.
A Lee Township couple is counting their blessings this new year. The Bollingers invited Channel 11 inside their Main Street home and showed us this bullet hole in their kitchen wall. They were celebrating New Year's Eve in their living room and watching the ball drop with their 5-month-old son Tyler just steps away. That's when they heard what initially sounded like fireworks. Then came the loud pop, like air being let out of a pop bottle. Ray got up and checked the kitchen and found a bullet on the ground right near the refrigerator, and then the gunfire continued. At that point, the Bollingers ran up the steps and called 911, not sure if more gunfire would be coming. Police traced the bullet to a home along Valley Road in nearby Ambridge. The Bollingers say this was clearly an accident, but it's a true cautionary tale.
Doesn't matter what the holiday is, New Year's, 4th of July, even if you live in a semi-populated area, just don't fire off a gun into the air.
We said many times, like, we're so lucky because we were so close to the situation, and if anything had happened, it would have been devastating.
And the person who fired that shot, which ultimately ended up in the back of this home, is fully cooperating with police. They're charged with reckless endangerment. Coming up on Channel 11 News at 5, we're diving deeper into the investigation, plus a full walkthrough of the tense moments afterward. That's all starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Lee Township, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
A father killed. His son is in custody after a standoff in Indiana County. Police surrounded the home on Glen Campbell, I should say, early yesterday, and eventually arrested 25-year-old Matt Bartlebaugh. They say he killed his father, Gerald. His son is now charged with homicide while the investigation continues. We're working to find out more about a stabbing in Beaver County. The victim was attacked early this morning on Glenwood Drive in Ambridge. So far, no word on an arrest. Pittsburgh police are asking for help in finding a missing woman. They want to know if you've seen Tony Turner. The Hazelwood woman was last seen Monday night around 6. Police say the 22-year-old may have been spotted in the Homestead area. A man is facing a murder charge accused of gunning down a 90-year-old man outside a cemetery, and now the suspect's mother thinks she knows the motive. Channel 11 told you when Sam Rendy was shot and killed last week outside Calvary Cemetery. He was there for a funeral. Police arrested Anthony Miller. Miller's mother, Jacqueline Curta, tells Channel 11 that her son has been suffering with mental illness for years and didn't believe he needed to take his medication.
He showed signs of paranoia, thinking that everyone was out to get him.
She says Rendy took her son under his wing and was mentoring him and helping him get back on his feet. She alleges the shooting may have been a botched robbery. New pictures released today show U.S. Army soldiers keeping watch over the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Things are relatively quiet today after 2 days of violent protests there. U.S. troops were forced to use tear gas as pro-Iranian demonstrators set fire to tires and tried to scale the compound's walls. This is only adding to the tension building in the region. Reports say Iranian-backed forces are repeatedly targeting U.S. troops in the region, including an attack last Friday, which prompted a U.S. airstrike. President Trump blames the attack on Iran, saying he would hold them responsible, and he's sending 750 more troops to the region. The acting U.S. ambassador to Ukraine is expected to leave his post today. Bill Taylor posted a farewell message Tuesday ahead of his departure. In the almost 2-minute-long video, Taylor stressed the United States' support for Ukraine and voiced optimism about the country. Taylor did not mention the Trump impeachment inquiry, in which he was a key witness. Efforts to curb violent crime in Pittsburgh are having a big impact. In 2019, Pittsburgh Public Safety reported 37 homicides in the city. That is the lowest total in 2 decades. City homicides increased in 2014, hitting 65 deaths, but since then, the numbers have continued to drop, reaching a 20-year low last year. New charges are expected soon in the cross-country kidnapping and murder case that shocked our area. Our sources tell us that the sheriff in Lincoln County, Nevada, has submitted his report to the district attorney there. The DA is now working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to determine where charges will be filed against John Chapman. The other question is which jurisdiction will oversee the case. Chapman allegedly confessed to driving to Las Vegas with Jamie Fedden. The Bethel Park woman's body was found in October, tied to a signpost in the Nevada desert. Police say Chapman originally admitted to killing Fedden, but has since recanted. Right now, he's behind bars in the Allegheny County Jail, charged with her kidnapping. Thousands of people are fleeing Australia's eastern coast. They're trying to escape out of the out-of-control wildfires there, and they have to get out quick. Weather conditions are expected to make things much worse. The fires are fueled by record-breaking temperatures and months of severe drought. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer has the developing details.
A mass evacuation along Australia's southeastern coast, with bushfires looming and extreme danger ahead. A heat wave expected to push temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit by the weekend. Tourists, residents, everybody being told to get out. Thousands of people remain stranded on beaches, figuring the water may be their only escape.
Practically a war zone. It's just ridiculous.
Local fire brigades, mostly volunteers, are doing what they can to help keep the fires from spreading. But the threat here is unprecedented. With over 100 fires burning in New South Wales alone, barely half of them are contained. At times, firefighters battling flames over 200 feet high. Over 12 million acres of the country has burned. In burnt-out areas, there's no electricity, water, or phone service. The government has deployed the military, but is being criticized that it isn't enough.
What we're saying is we cannot control the natural disaster, but what we can do is control our response.
With little time before the fires are expected to reach here, there are huge lineups for fuel, and at supermarkets, people waiting for hours to comb empty shelves for food, water, and supplies to get them through it.
Yeah, but I'd say to anybody, don't stay, just go.
Water bombers will resume their operations in the morning. They're trying to keep the larger bushfires from merging, but there's no controlling the weather, especially the wind, which is expected to get stronger by Saturday. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Nowra, Australia.
An investigation is underway right now into a deadly crash inside a Pittsburgh tunnel. You can see the banged-up white SUV after that crash in the Armstrong Tunnel yesterday. Police tell us Barbara McMillan hit a wall before taking out a utility box. We still don't know what caused her to lose control of the SUV. We're hearing from a witness who heard cries for help coming from a burning home in Westmoreland County. That fire sparked last night along Griffith Street in Ligonier Township. Today, you can see the windows have all been boarded up. We spoke to a neighbor there who called 911.
All I could hear was help, 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 help me, help, like kind of frantic.
2 people were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. The fire marshal says this is an arson case, and investigators are still trying to find the person who started that fire. We've told you about all the changes coming to the Strip District. Now the development has one street shutting down for more than 2 years. Channel 11's Jennifer Tomazik shows us what's going on at Waterfront Place.
A new road closure seemed to catch people off guard in the Strip District.
30 months they say this is going to be closed.
30 months.
Frank Bastava is one of them. We didn't want him to be late for work, so we filled him in on his walk. Road closed signs are now up as of today on Waterfront Place from 15th Street down to 21st Street. It runs parallel to Smallman Street right behind the produce terminal. It's where a lot of new housing is going up, and that's the reason it's going to be closed for 2.5 years.
So here's what's coming at this construction site. They're putting in 2 new apartment buildings, plus a parking garage and a swimming pool.
The development's really booming down here. I like it. It's nice to see this area of Pittsburgh starting to really be an up-and-coming area.
Andrew Clifford doesn't mind that he's getting new neighbors on Waterfront Place. He walks to work, so the road closure doesn't really bother him much, but he does notice traffic on it.
I'd say most people are driving downtown, and Waterfront Place is usually a pretty easy way to get down that way.
Actually, at nighttime, I drive through here going home, so I'm obviously going to have to find a different route. I didn't have any idea any of this was going to happen,
But Frank has noticed
it's nonstop with the apartment buildings down here.
Yeah.
Parking lots are just going away, so you constantly have to figure out a new thing.
even though cars aren't allowed through this stretch of Waterfront Place, they're going to put up a protective area for bikes and for pedestrians so they can still use it. Reporting in the Strip District, Jennifer Tomazik, Channel 11 News.
Julian Castro is dropping out of the 2020 presidential race. The former HUD secretary and San Antonio mayor struggled at the polls, rarely going above 2% in national surveys. There are now 14 Democratic candidates still in the race. New information on the flu, how it's taking hold of the Pittsburgh area, and what health experts say you can do about it. Plus, what two Pittsburgh parents left just a few feet from their daughter's toys that could have cost her life. And how a boy's Christmas gift landed him in the emergency room. The AirPod incident just ahead.
Plus several rounds of rain as we head into the weekend. I'm tracking when you can expect the steadiest rain to roll through.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Amazing people are having a big impact all over rural America. Small town, big deal. Weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on WPXI.
Near you, Channel 11 is there.
We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon.
We cover news
everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
Downtown, Mount Oliver, East Liberty.
For news from where you live, watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Be prepared during severe weather.
Count on Channel 11 Morning News. The latest now on the flu. There are 2 new flu deaths in Pennsylvania, and in the last week, the number of flu cases jumped 56%. Here in Allegheny County, we've had more than 4,000 cases reported since the end of September, the most in the state. Channel 11's Shelby Bortz went through the numbers.
Because I don't want her to die from the flu.
Andy Fisher and his wife get the flu shot every year because they have a young daughter. He told me he never got one before having a child, but now gets one every year to protect his daughter. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Health, flu cases have increased in just the last week, with 2 more deaths in addition to the previous 7.
I work in an office, so there's always a lot of germs going around, so just trying to prevent that and prevent from getting sick.
The Pittsburgh region consists of 7 counties. Those 7 counties saw a 38% increase in just the past week. About 44% of the state's confirmed flu cases have been in Allegheny, Armstrong, Beaver, Butler, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties, with Allegheny accounting for 24% of the state's total cases. For some, that's cause for concern.
Every year it changes the weather, or the weather changes. I don't know what it is, but I heard every year is more worse.
The health department said the flu vaccine can reduce the risk of flu-related hospitalization for everyone, especially children and senior citizens. That's why it urges people to get the vaccine.
Yeah, some people are really not all about it. I don't know why, but yeah, we do get them.
And the health department says it's best to get the vaccine in the fall, but said it's never too late. So if you haven't had one, the department urges you to get one now. A Pittsburgh couple is in jail accused of putting their child and others in serious danger. This is Christopher Cunningham and Laura Cole. Officers say the 2 tried to run a neighbor over in Carrick, and following a search of their house, police found guns and drugs sitting right next to their daughter's toys.
The amount of guns in a little kid. I mean, it's just with Christmas presents and drugs and guns all in the same place. It's unbelievable that someone could be that stupid.
Police confiscated drugs including marijuana, cocaine, and suspected meth. The couple is set to face a judge on January 10th. A Westmoreland County woman lost thousands of dollars after someone told her there was a warrant out for her arrest. Police say a man pretended to be a lieutenant with the Westmoreland County Sheriff's Office. He told her that she had to buy reloaded prepaid cards to get out of trouble. Police say she lost about $7,000. A heroic act caught on camera. A doctor in Tampa springing into action after a dog's leash got stuck in an elevator door. Take a look at this. The doctor never expected this kind of house call. He returned to his apartment just in time to see a dog's leash get stuck in the elevator door. He jumps into action, grabs the dog and the leash. His first attempt, he couldn't break that leash, but he was able to free the dog after another try.
I dropped all my food on the ground. I tried to break the leash open as hard as I can. I tried. As you can see in the video, the first time I couldn't do it. It was just too hard.
Well, the doctor says he just reacted. He says he hopes pet owners are always aware of their surroundings to prevent something like this from happening again. A federal ban on flavored e-cigarettes could come as soon as tomorrow. Our Jacqueline Fell is in Washington with why public health advocates say the plan isn't good enough.
Public health advocates say this proposal will fall short of its goal of stopping a surge in youth vaping. The Food and Drug Administration is expected to restrict the sales of most cartridge-based flavors, at least temporarily. It would target sweet, fruity, and minty flavors that are popular among teens, but menthol and tobacco would be exempt. The restriction would not apply to tank vaping systems that are commonly found at vape shops. The move would mark a significant step back from earlier vaping proposals, which included a federal ban on all products. The president has promised to crack down on vaping for months.
Hopefully, if everything's safe, they're going to be going very quickly back onto the market. So the flavors will come off. They're going to be checked. We want to make it. People have died from this. They've died from vaping.
The vaping industry has pushed back on the restrictions ever since they were first suggested. They said the move would be a threat to small businesses and jobs. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
It is dry for the time being, but already the sun being doused by the cloud cover. I wanted to show you a couple of our live PennDOT cameras this afternoon. I-79 Carnegie, notice no shadows, but we're certainly dry. Those clouds continuing to thicken up just a little bit. Same thing down towards Bridgeville, Kerwin Heights. Scott Township right now, I-79 cameras there, no shadows, so the sun definitely being filtered through those high to mid-level clouds. Temperatures have started to warm up nicely. 44 in Pittsburgh right now, 48 in Greensburg, Morgantown, 51. Usually when we get a nice southwest wind like we're going to have this afternoon, the backside of the ridges, places like Morgantown, Greensburg, Latrobe up to Indiana, will warm up a little bit more than everyone else. So Greensburg this afternoon, you'll probably make it to about 52, 53 degrees, while Pittsburgh makes it to about 49 this afternoon. Clouds will continue to increase, not as chilly as it was yesterday when we only made it to 38 degrees. Tonight, we're staying in the 40s. Rain will start to overspread the region. Could be a couple of showers early this evening. Make sure you check back in with Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper if you have plans this evening. He'll be tracking that rainfall through the area, plus updated timing on when the heaviest rain arrives. Here's tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. Gordon and I will be back for Channel 11 Morning News, and already we'll see a rain-soaked early part of the morning commute. As they move the clock forward to about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, notice the pockets of moderate rain. Pittsburgh, northeast through Armstrong, Indiana, Jefferson County. Tricia Pittman will have the latest road weather index, her exclusive tool, to show you where the road is staying, where the rain is staying on area roadways, causing slowdowns for the morning commute. Then by noon tomorrow, we start to get some breaks, and there will be some dry hours tomorrow afternoon. By 5 o'clock, we're talking just some scattered showers before the next round of rain begins to roll in tomorrow night. Notice by the time we get to about 11:30 tomorrow night, already seeing the rain start to become a little more widespread. So periods of rain during the day tomorrow, and some of that rain could be heavy from time to time, especially in the morning. Expect wet roads and ponding for the morning commute, and of course, if your tire treads aren't the greatest, hydroplaning could be a concern to start the morning tomorrow. Then Saturday, temperatures are actually going to go backwards. 7 o'clock in the morning, we could be in the low 50s here in Pittsburgh, and then notice during the course of the day, they fall through the 40s, and by 7 in the evening, temperatures in the 30s. That means any rain on Saturday will eventually change over to a few snow showers late in the day with the falling temperatures. Down to 28 Saturday night. Sunday, spotty snow showers. Certainly not an all-day thing. Not expecting a ton of accumulation. Light dusting or coating in a couple of spots. Better chance in the mountains. Then Monday, maybe a few more snow showers into high temperature of 40 degrees. I will be getting an updated storm tracker in a couple minutes. A fresh look at the timing of the arrival of the rain coming up in just about 15 minutes.
All right, thanks, Scott. A local medical center files for bankruptcy less than a month after a sudden shutdown. The ripple effect that shutdown is having on the police department.
This doesn't happen to somebody like me.
The bill was $23. That server's tip. 2020, the tip challenge. Next.
This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
11 at 11 starts with team coverage of this breaking story.
Accurate details.
Tonight we're talking to parents who have major concerns.
Experienced coverage.
We just got this new information.
Trusted weather source.
I'm tracking a strong storm picking up speed.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Dependable coverage of breaking news.
That truck came barreling down the hill straight into the home.
Tracking storms to prepare you for tomorrow. Count on Channel 11 News 11 at 11. 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Expect to pay more for some prescription drugs this year. Healthcare analysts say companies such as Pfizer and GlaxoSmithKline are raising prices on more than 200 drugs. The hikes are expected to be less than 10% across the board. The hikes come days after the Trump administration proposed a rule to allow cheaper drugs to be imported from Canada. An incredibly generous tip for a waitress all started as a social media movement. NBC's Joe Fryer has more on the Tip the Bill challenge.
At the Thunder Bay River restaurant in Alpena, Michigan, one waitress was served a surprise.
This doesn't happen to somebody like me.
Danielle Franzoni had just finished serving a couple. The bill was $23, the tip $20, $2,020. A note on the receipt read, Happy New Year 2020 Tip Challenge.
I could feel myself get really weak in my knees because I thought it was a joke.
Franzoni is a single mom and recovering addict who was homeless just 1 year ago.
To know that there's people out there that can look past that and can look at me as a person and as a mom. My life's changing. And
we've seen a few stories like this lately thanks to the Tip the Bill challenge, encouraging diners to leave 100% gratuity. Others have gone much higher. In Georgia, a church group gave a server $1,200.
Oh my God.
And in Wisconsin, two waitresses split a $4,000 tip, the kind of money that makes a difference. Just ask Danielle.
They have changed my life completely.
Joe Fryer, NBC News.
Pretty amazing. Well, she has served the city of Pittsburgh for 4 decades, and she never shied away from a fight.
He gavelled me, then I took his gavel and gavelled him.
What Darlene Harris treasures most as she ends her run on city council.
Rain showers rolling in later today. I'm tracking how much rain is going to impact your weekend.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Check out the intense, action-packed world of esports. Top plays and interviews on Esports Weekly, Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. on WPXI. Between the lies.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You saw a little money. You wanted a big red truck.
Like Judge Judy.
Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck.
Judge Judy. Weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Channel 11. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Mild this afternoon with highs nearing 50 degrees. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking the timing on when that rain is moving in tonight. Scott?
Yeah, I think about 5, 6 o'clock we'll start to see a shower or two in the area. Most of the region will stay dry during the daylight hours today for sure. Clouds definitely thickening up. Live look at tower cam right now. You can see it's gray, but a good look into downtown Pittsburgh. Not a bad January 2nd. 44 in Pittsburgh right now. Already 51 degrees in Morgantown. It is only 41 in Butler, and if you were watching us this morning on Channel 11 Morning News, I said there would be a wide array of temperatures this afternoon because that warmer air is slowly working in from the south. Now here's Storm Tracker this afternoon. Clouds continue to thicken up, and then by the time we get to about 7 tonight, starting to pop a couple light showers. Most of the area will be fairly dry through early this evening. That will not be the case tomorrow morning. I'm going to go back into the Weather Center right now, update the storm tracker, show you the rainfall amounts I'm expecting through the weekend. I'll have that for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
The sudden closure of a local hospital is not only hurting those in need of care, it's also putting local police department in a bind. Channel 11's Aaron Martin found out why.
The closure of the Elwood City Medical Center costs hundreds of people their jobs and a community its hospital. But tonight, 11 Investigates has also learned it's costing taxpayers every time police pull over a drunk driver. As it has for the last 6 weeks, the Elwood City Medical Center sat quiet and empty on New Year's Day. After closing abruptly, parent company AmeriCorps Health declared bankruptcy this week in federal court, putting the hospital's future in serious doubt.
It's just another mark that we have to deal with and our community has to deal with because of the situation at the medical center. It shouldn't have to be, but that's the cards we're dealt.
11 Investigates has learned those cards include how Elwood City police are now forced to deal with drunk drivers. In the past, if there was a DUI arrest in the borough, all Elwood City police had to do was come here to the medical center to get a basic blood test done. But since it's closed, they're now forced to go much further, all the way to UPMC Jameson in Newcastle, something that's costing them a lot more than just time. 2 officers are required to be on duty in the borough at all times, meaning a trip to Newcastle requires officers to be called in.
2 officers have to take this individual to transport.
So every time there's a DUI arrest in Elwood City, it's costing 4 hours of overtime to call somebody in.
Times 2 officers.
Mayor Tony Court says the borough recently spent $10,000 on its own blood testing system to avoid the repeated trips. But it will be at least a month until it's operational, and officers are trained on the new system. Despite all of the problems the hospital's closure has caused, Court hasn't given up hope it will eventually reopen.
At this point, it seems like a long shot to me. We're going to keep fighting and keep hoping to get this medical center back. It's going to be a tough haul.
Court says at this point he's not sure exactly how much it's cost taxpayers ever since the Elwood City Medical Center closed down, but he believes this new system that'll be in place will save taxpayers a lot of money. Reporting tonight in Elwood City, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
The latest on a bar shooting in West Virginia. 7 people were shot at a bar in Huntington just after the ball dropped New Year's Eve.
New Year's supposed to be a good time of the year, you know?
Bonnie Williams' daughter was shot in the stomach. She was working security at the bar.
We're going to pull through this. We'll pull through it. One day at a time, one step at a time, we're going to pull through this.
At last check, no arrests have been made. Police do not believe this was a random attack. There's a new report out on domestic abuse in Pennsylvania, and some of the numbers are shocking. That report from the U.S. court says that each year, 10 million people are abused by a loved one. Last year alone, 123 victims were killed here in Pennsylvania. The district attorney in Dauphin County says domestic violence is one of the most repeated offenses. In fact, 41% of abusers were charged with a violent offense in the past 2 years. So what's the solution? Experts say that's part of the problem. There is no easy answer. Pennsylvania did pass a new law in 2018. It forces people with a protection from abuse order against them to surrender their guns to police within 24 hours. In the past, they had the option to turn them over to a family member or a friend. State police are also updating their database. If you need help getting out of an abusive situation, you can call the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. That number, 800-799-7233.
They said you were always a champion for the people on the north side.
Yes, always, always.
It's the end of an era. Pittsburgh Councilwoman Darlene Harris will leave office next week. Monday was declared Darlene Harris Day in the city. Before her last day, Channel 11's Rick Earl took a look back at her 40 years of public service.
But a liar. This is a big woman. Can you please respect the decorum?
Fiery and feisty.
I think it would be ridiculous to raise a bridge.
Councilwoman Darlene Harris' 13-year run on city council is coming to an end. Are you going to miss this place?
I don't know. It was fun. You know, I've loved Pittsburgh. I've loved the north side.
And her office reveals that affection. It's lined with awards like the one for Citizen of the Year and photos with former mayors and star Steelers. There's even one commemorating her heated exchange with Council President Bruce Krause. Supporters sent Harris checks to pay the fine.
He charged me $20 for, I guess, speaking out. He gavelled me, then I took his gavel.
But perhaps more than anyone, she's clashed with Mayor Bill Veduto over everything from bike lanes to gun reform legislation to campaign finances.
As a person, I have no problem. I could talk to Bill, but if I disagree with them, I let them know I'm disagreeing with them.
Prominently displayed on her office wall, a picture of the mayor next to a horse she's riding. The mayor has the same picture in his office.
I respect her integrity. I have strong respect for her love of her district and all of the north side. But we're going to disagree on issues. And when we disagree on issues, we dig our heels in. And you know what? Maybe there should be more of that.
Harris, who began as a community activist in Spring Hill in the 70s, spent 8 years on the city school board before running for council in 2006. The married mother of 3 grown children and 5 grandchildren, also served as council president. She rolled off a list of accomplishments, among them saving the pension, improving animal care and control, passing the billboard tax, and increasing payments for sidewalk damage. But she says her proudest?
I've never been bought. Never been bought. And I said, I will never be bought. I will do what I need to do independently for the people of my district.
Harris' last day in office is January 6th. It just happens to be her birthday. What are you going to do now?
Don't know. Don't know. I have 5 grandchildren, 6 to 9, 3 boys and 2 girls. And I just love them to death, and I would love to have more time with them.
Harris told me she doesn't plan to disappear. She says she'll still be very active in her community of Spring Hill, and she says she's only a phone call away if any of her neighbors need help. On the North Shore, Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
Well, it is officially an election year. The Democrats looking to unseat President Donald Trump are gearing up for the start of primary season next month. The Iowa caucuses are on February 3rd. They're considered a good barometer of which candidates are likely to continue their campaigns. Pennsylvania voters don't get their say until April 28th. Our state has a closed primary. That means you can only vote for candidates in your registered party. All 67 Pennsylvania counties have now taken action to buy paper trail voting systems. Dauphin County was the lone holdout under a state law that helps fund the upgrades. Governor Tom Wolf's administration says this is a milestone and will help ensure the integrity of future elections. A state law is providing $90 million toward the purchase of new machines, but counties had to act by the end of 2019 to qualify. A couple heating up a pizza got a big surprise when they smelled smoke in their kitchen. What happened when they looked inside the oven and found a whole lot more than they were bargaining for? Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you
Ryan Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
We have new pictures today of what's left of a historic building that burned to the ground on Wheeling Island. These are pictures from the NBC affiliate there, and you can see just how little remains of the expo hall and skating rink. The building was built in 1924 for state fairs. The fire broke out around 6 o'clock New Year's Eve and wasn't out until yesterday morning. The building is destroyed. It's unclear how the fire started. A surprise slithered into an oven in a North Carolina home at the wrong time while a family was baking a pizza. The couple says they saw smoke coming from the kitchen, and when they opened the oven door, they saw a snake sitting at the bottom below the pizza.
The oven started smoking, and I told my boys, back up, so I can make sure, nothing's getting a fire or anything didn't happen. And I looked closely, and I was like, oh my God, that is a freaking snake.
I was queasy, and it was creepy. There's nothing good about finding a smoking snake in your oven.
Nothing good about that. The couple plans to bring in animal experts to figure out how the snake got into the oven in the first place. A boy's Christmas gift landed him in the emergency room. What doctors did after he swallowed a wireless headphone.
Showers on their way in just a few hours. I'm tracking how much rain you can expect through the weekend.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Complete the most popular home improvement projects, including the kitchen sink, yourself. Watch Ron Hazelton's House Calls, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on WPXI. Watch Channel 11 News and other local programming on your Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Local news, breaking news, and your Severe Weather Team 11 forecast. Free on demand. Download the WPXI app. Just search WPXI.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Butler County.
Talk about a close call. The driver of this car took out a porch in Allegheny Township, but walked away without a scratch. A neighbor told us the car went through his yard along Shearsburg Road yesterday afternoon. He says it hit a fence before going airborne. It then knocked the roof off his neighbor's porch.
Another 30 seconds, I'd have been home sitting right where he come through. I'm just glad nobody was out front, and glad my neighbor's all right.
The crash left a big hole in the foundation of the home. 3 local towns have received a state grant to repair a road that's been causing problems for drivers for years. This is Low Grade Road in Harmer, Cheswick, and Springdale. According to the Tribune Review, the communities are receiving $250,000 to fix potholes and drainage problems. The work is expected to start sometime this year. A 7-year-old boy's Christmas gift landed him in the hospital. This x-ray shows where his new AirPod headphone ended up. It gave his family in Atlanta a good scare. Trisha Fernandez has more on the boy's diagnosis.
Everything is fine, and, in a few days, it'll pass through.
It was a very unusual holiday break for this mom and her family after her 7-year-old son swallowed one of his Christmas gifts. Kiera Stroud was at work delivering mail when it happened. Her mom called her.
And she's like, okay, so QJ just choked on his AirPod. And I'm like, what? I immediately, U-turned my truck, and I'm heading back to the station. She's like, but we're on the way to Egleston. We're rushing him to Egleston, and we're going to see what's going on.
Doctors took x-rays and could see the AirPod right below the little boy's rib cage. He was scared.
He was very nervous. He's like, well, he thought he was going to be in trouble, so, we just kind of assured him that it's okay.
Doctors decided the best option is to just let the AirPod come out on its own. In the meantime, the second grader doesn't even want his phone near him because he's afraid it might connect to the AirPod in his stomach. His mom is going to stay away from these tiny electronic gadgets, at least until her son gets a little older.
Or get the regular old-fashioned headset. That's what I would suggest, because anything could happen.
And that mother hopes her experience will serve as a cautionary tale to other parents. An invasion of tumbleweeds rolled through southeast Washington state on New Year's Eve. The tumbleweeds blocked this highway for 10 hours and trapped several cars even. Snowplows were called in to clear the roads, and road crews worked overnight to free the cars. No one was hurt in the mess.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Now, temperatures warming up a bit today in comparison to yesterday's highs, mainly in the mid to upper 30s across the area. Now, still 38 degrees in Franklin right now, but Kittanning currently 43. Beaver 44, as is Pittsburgh. Waynesburg and Greensburg both already 48 degrees, in Morgantown 51. So warmer air continues to flush in this afternoon. We'll see a high temperature in Pittsburgh today of 49. Greensburg, Washington, Uniontown, Morgantown, you'll all make it into the low 50s today. Then tonight, rain starts to overspread the area. Steadiest rain is going to be after midnight tonight, and it will be a wet Friday morning commute, but temperatures very mild. This is all going to be rain across the area tonight. Here's Storm Tracker. 5 a.m. tomorrow, pretty much just a wall of water from I-80 south tomorrow. Notice the darker areas of green right through our core counties, our most populated parts of our area. Washington County, Allegheny, Westmoreland County, picking up some moderate rain to start the morning tomorrow. And there'll be pockets of rain throughout the morning. There will be some breaks, though. It is not going to rain the entire day tomorrow, but when it does rain at times, get these darker areas of green at noon. It could be moderate from time to time, and then you get a little bit of a break, and then you start getting some more rain. Notice at 5 o'clock, just spotty drizzle from Pittsburgh northwest, but southeast, Westmoreland, Fayette, Greene counties picking up some decent rain. Then we'll continue this off and on really through tomorrow night and into the day on Saturday. Pretty healthy rainfall amounts, too. Total precipitation tonight through Saturday afternoon, generally 1 to 2 inches across the area. Now, on the back side of this, colder air will start to work in during the day on Saturday, so eventually we'll change this over to some snow showers. So let me go back to Storm Tracker. 7 o'clock Saturday morning. If you have Saturday morning plans, it will be wet across the area, and rain will continue throughout the morning. Then as colder air works in later in the day, notice by 6 p.m. we're beginning to mix this with some snow showers. Now, the pink means a mix. It does not mean freezing rain or sleet in this case, but as the colder air works in, we'll mix this in with some snow showers. Notice by 11:30, most of the snow showers are already southeast of the mountains. Could pick up a couple inches in the mountains Saturday night into Sunday morning. Pittsburgh, Butler, Washington, Beaver, just a dusting because most of the moisture is going to exit the area before the true colder air works in. And the ground's going to be warm from high temperatures today, tomorrow, and Saturday near the 50-degree mark, so it's going to be hard to get anything to stick, at least at the onset. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Rain changing to snow late in the day Saturday, a morning high of 50 and then falling temperatures. Sunday, spotty snow showers, especially in the mountains and I-80. Elsewhere, a couple of flurries, about 37 for the high. And then Monday, back up to 40 degrees with maybe a snow shower in a spot or two. Notice no real true Arctic air in the 5-day forecast, and really not a lot coming up over the next 7 to 10 days. Coming up tonight on Channel 11 News at 5 o'clock, I'm going deeper into why we're not going to see so much cold air over the next couple of weeks and where it all is bottled up for this time of the year.
All right, thanks, Scott. The IRS announcing changes this week to make it easier for you to file your taxes for free. The agency has put new restrictions in place prohibiting TurboTax and other companies from preventing their free filing software from showing up in Google searches. That means the next time you search for one of their apps, you should be able to easily find and use free online tax filing software. A new law is now in effect in California, and some say it will be a game changer for online privacy. NBC's Stephanie Gosk found out it gives people a bigger say in who can and cannot make money off their information.
It should come as little surprise. Nearly every click, search, and download is being tracked. And in some cases, that information sold to advertisers. In California, a new law goes into effect, returning at least some control over that data back to consumers.
Americans should not have to give up their privacy to live and thrive in this digital age.
The California Consumer Privacy Act comes at a time when an increasing number of Americans are concerned with how their information is being collected and used.
You'll be able to find out what companies are collecting about you, and then you'll be able to say, no, I don't want my data sold to third parties that I've never heard of.
Privacy advocates say legislation like this is just a first step and is far from perfect. Among the concerns, it requires California residents to take action to protect their information instead of companies, something few may do.
We've all seen these really long privacy policies, and nobody reads them. So simply giving people notice really doesn't affect the behavior of the companies that collect the information.
There are also still questions about how well it can be enforced. But supporters hope similar laws will pass in other states, turning the tide on internet companies who have long relied on your data to increase their profits. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
The Penguins are starting the new year without their top scorer. Jake Gensel is out for up to 6 months. Coach Sullivan talks about the players skating into the top line next.
I like people to be honest, not stupid.
Nobody brings the truth to life.
Is that what you want me to believe?
Nobody can read between the lies.
I'm 5'9", and I have a body like Christy Brinkley. Do you believe that?
Like Judge Judy.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You stole a little money. You wanted a big red truck. Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck. I still love this job.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Channel 11. Forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
Back to the drawing board. The Penguins are figuring out how to handle another major injury. This one to the team's leading scorer, Jake Gensel. He's out for 4 to 6 months after shoulder surgery. And Sidney Crosby is already missing off the top line. Now it looks like Alex Galchenyuk will get the first crack at playing at the top line with Evgeny Malkin and Brian Rust. His coaches and teammates are hoping for the best from Alex.
Well, Alex is a good player, and we're trying to put him in positions where he can play to his strengths and he can be successful. And given the circumstances that we're under right now, it's a great opportunity for Alex.
Got a really good shot. He's developing some chemistry with Gino here, so hope I can help that out. Just try to use my speed, create some space for him, trying to open up some time for him in the slot to be able to use that shot.
Coach Sullivan also said that Justin Schultz and Brian Dumoulin have not started skating yet. The Penguins play the San Jose Sharks at PPG Paints Arena tonight. Puck drop is just after 7. The Fort Pitt Museum is getting ready to make some changes. It's closed its doors to update exhibits and create some new ones. One new exhibit is called Pittsburgh, Virginia. It examines how Pittsburgh nearly became a part of Virginia. The museum plans to reopen on February 1st. A pig spent several hours on the run in Springdale Township until finally being reunited with its owner. According to the Trib, this large pig was rooting through people's yards near Schrader Street. Neighbors and police discovered the pig likes cheese, but they just couldn't lure it into a cage. Finally, the pig's owner showed up after seeing a post online. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and snow is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live.